What if I told you that some families receive millions of dollars after a wrongful death lawsuit, while others spend years fighting and walk away with absolutely nothing? So the real question is, how successful are wrongful death lawsuits really? And the answer is far more shocking than most people think. Because behind every wrongful death case, there's a grieving family, a legal war, and sometimes a corporation willing to spend millions just to avoid blame. Every year in America, thousands of wrongful death lawsuits are filed after deadly car crashes, medical mistakes, workplace accidents, defective products, and corporate negligence. Some cases end in massive settlements. Others collapse completely. And today, we're breaking down the real success rate of wrongful death lawsuits using actual legal data, settlement records, court statistics, and real-life examples. A wrongful death lawsuit happens when someone dies because of another person or company's negligence. That could mean a drunk driver, a dangerous product, medical malpractice, unsafe workplaces, or even self-driving technology failures. The victim is gone, but the surviving family can sue for damages including medical expenses, funeral costs, lost future income, and emotional suffering. But here's where things get interesting. Winning isn't just about proving someone died. You must prove that another party legally caused that death. And that's where many cases become brutal legal battles. Now, here's the statistic most people never hear. According to multiple legal industry studies, around 90 to 95% of wrongful death lawsuits never reach trial. Most settle privately outside court. Why? Because trials are risky, juries are unpredictable, and corporations often fear massive public verdicts. But when wrongful death cases do go to trial, plaintiffs win only around 50% of the time. That means even with emotional evidence and grieving families, there's basically a coin flip chance inside the courtroom. And medical malpractice wrongful death cases, those are even harder. Some studies show plaintiffs win only about 20 to 30% of malpractice trials. In 2019, a young woman named Nibel Benavides Leon was killed in a Tesla crash involving autopilot technology. Tesla reportedly rejected a $60 million settlement offer. The case went to trial, and then something unbelievable happened. A jury hit Tesla with a verdict worth approximately $243 million. That single decision shocked the legal industry because it proved something important. Sometimes companies gamble thinking families won't fight back. But when evidence becomes powerful enough, a wrongful death lawsuit can explode into one of the most expensive legal disasters imaginable. Now, I want your opinion. If a company's technology causes someone's death, should executives be held personally responsible too? Comment below, yes or no. I'm genuinely curious what people think. Here's another reality most people misunderstand. There is no fixed payout amount. Some wrongful death settlements are under $100,000. Others exceed $10 million. Recent legal research analyzing hundreds of wrongful death cases found the average wrongful death settlement was around $973,000, but the median payout was closer to $294,000. And yes, those are very different numbers. Why? Because a few giant multi-million-dollar cases dramatically raise the average. Factors that affect payouts include the victim's age, income, number of dependents, insurance limits, strength of evidence, and whether the company acted recklessly. For example, a wrongful death involving a young parent supporting children often results in larger settlements than cases involving retired individuals with limited financial dependency. But here's the part nobody talks about. These lawsuits can take years. Many wrongful death cases last between 1 to 4 years before resolution. Heavy emotional narration. Families relive trauma repeatedly through investigations, depositions, courtroom testimony, and media attention. And even after winning, collecting money is not always easy. Sometimes the defendant has little insurance.
Sometimes verdicts get reduced on appeal, and sometimes the emotional cost becomes heavier than the financial outcome itself. That's why experienced attorneys often reject weak cases immediately. Many law firms only accept claims they believe have a strong path to compensation. So, how successful are wrongful death lawsuits? The honest answer is very successful when evidence is strong, very difficult when negligence is unclear, and emotionally devastating almost every single time. But one thing is certain. These lawsuits have exposed dangerous corporations, forced safety changes, and given grieving families a voice when tragedy destroyed everything. And sometimes, that voice becomes powerful enough to change history. Subscribe, because this is day 27 of 100 legal stories and legal truths every American should know. And before you leave, tell me in the comments, do you think massive wrongful death payouts actually create justice, or do they simply put a price tag on human life?